It's showtime, guys. We getting at it. Reggie Barnett Jr. Easy E, how you doing, my man?
It's just easy. No E at the end. Just easy. Everybody
Just
says
easy?
that. Just
Okay.
easy.
Okay. Man, I can't wait, man. I was so excited when I heard the news. Never wanted to be on an injury spot, but I love you in this fight. I was there at Bare Knuckle FC 12 in Daytona Beach. You put on a great performance. Definitely some trash talk.
I really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
No, it was clean. It was really good, man. I love watching you inside that square ring like that. It's just very clean, very loose. I love it. I love it. But yeah, trash talk right way with that win. Now it's a title fight on November 13th, Friday the 13th.
I'm not even really stressing the title. You know, it's an interim title. You know, that all that stuff really is just, you know, for the promotion and whatnot, which is cool. You know, I'm always gracious, you know, to be able to fight for another accolade. But at the end of the day, the real issue is, you know, the beef between me and Dad. You know, the top spot, I guess, as they say, you know, that he's been gunning for and saying that he already has. That is, you know, according to the bare knuckle rankings, mine. You know, so I'm gonna go out there and, you know, do what I do best and solidify my dominance in the sport once again. The only person who beat me was Johnny, and it's not like he while everybody tries to make it. You know, I got dropped, but I got up and I made it a fight those last couple of rounds. You know, so the world knows. The world knows that I can overcome. The world knows that I can, if I need to, I can get in there and bang. But the world doesn't know if Dak can do that. So we're gonna find out on the 13th.
I can't wait, man. I've got goosebumps, man, thinking about your fight. It's so funny. I had this note literally written down about, are you pro the interim title and the title, or are you just pro, like you kind of said, you kind of answered the question a little bit. It's the spot, the money, the respect. When you know if you win this one, you know that definitely gets you and Johnny the rematch for the title. Is that what you're looking forward to more?
No, not the money, not the spot, not the title. I want to solidify myself as one of the greatest fighters of modern day bare knuckle. And, you know, beating another guy who comes from such a, I guess, prestigious boxing career, as they say it, over to bare knuckle, you know, it's just going to further that for me. You know, I want to be considered. Me and my dad always joke about it. When they talk about bare knuckle 20, 30 years from now, I want them to look at me like I'm the Chuck Liddell of bare knuckle, like he was for the UFC. You know?
Love it. Love it. Love it. Wow. So much to take in there. Did you have any inkling that summer of 2018, Bare Knuckle FC 1, you're fighting on it? Did you think that it could be where it's at right now, November 2020?
Of course. Of course. It's not like, you know, I knew what it was going to be and the capability of the sport growing, and I wanted to be a part of that. You know, I wanted to be in the forefront of the new sport and its growth. And I knew that it was going to continue to grow and that we were going to continue to put on, you know, Dave puts on great show after great show, you know, and it's just going to continue to grow. And like I said, a decade from now, we'll be on bare knuckle 100 and something, you know, and I can say I fought in the very first one.
You fought more than that. Like, man, just look in the history. You got a real rich history. Like, there's not a lot of guys that can kind of say, hey, you know, I've done this and this so far in Bare Knuckle FC more than you. There's maybe a handful less than that. And two of them is actually on the card. It's a pretty, I would say to me, it's definitely the most, not hype, just the most anticipated card of Bare Knuckle yet. This Palomino and Allers fight has just got everything written all over it. History, bad blood, at the whole speech. It's going to be awesome. How cool is it to be on this card? And then with that, who do you have in that main event, Allers or Palomino?
Well, I mean, any bare knuckle card that I fight on, I'm always appreciative of the opportunity, you know, to come out and perform and do what I love to do and continue to live my dream in front of the world, you know. So as always, Nate Shook, Dave Feldman, I ain't kissing no ass. I'm just saying, as always, thank you guys so much for the consideration and, you know, just giving me the call. You know, y'all could have called anybody in the world to fill in, but you called me because you know that I'm going to show up and fight. And that's what the fans expect. And I'm excited to be on the undercard of another world title fight. So It's just like the energy, it was great, to the energy for the first bare knuckle. Nothing can ever, 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 ever. I can't even explain to you the energy, the nervousness, the excitement, the anxiety, the fear, the drive to, all of that. And the first, was great. And I don't think anything will amount to that. But when you're on a card that you have guys fighting for supremacy, it ups it so much more. It ups the ante so much more. It makes you want to go out and perform 10 times better. For me, I'm coming out to steal the show, as always. It's going to be either a barn burner or an ass whooping for that. And I'm cool with both. The world knows that Reggie's cool with both, but is that cool with both? Because he thinks I'm just going to come out there and box him or whatever. No, this is not boxing right here. It says bare knuckle. Oh, wait, I don't know which way to go. Oh, that way. Bare knuckle fighting championships. The camera's in reverse. And since I came into this sport, I came in boxing minded, but I have innovated and I have created. And a lot of the stuff that I bring every time, you see other guys stealing from me and, putting it in their repertoire in their bare knuckle game. So I just feel like it's my time. It really is my time. I don't sleep on that. I don't, I know he can fight. Anybody who gets in there and can fight, that's cool. But I don't believe in my heart that he's a better fighter than me. And then after all the bullshit and the trash talk that's been going back and forth, I'm not even really feeding into that shit. He knows that outside of the ring, I would beat his ass. And inside of the ring, I would beat his ass. The only difference is outside the ring, I'm going to beat you up like a thug with no rules. At least we'll do it in the squared circle where I'll play by the rules.
Right. Talking about that, like right after that fight at Bare Knuckle FC 12, you just went right to him. Like there wasn't a lot of...
because we did an interview on Jeff Fuller's broadcast. See, nobody knows this, so I want you to put this out there. We did an interview on Jeff Fuller's broadcast, and we had a little back and forth and whatnot. But then he said, it's not even worth my time to fight you. I'm just going to slap you when I see you. Those were Dad's exact words. And I can get Jeff to send y'all the interview if you want. Those were his. He said, the next time I see you, I'm going to slap you. Right. And so after the first round of me and Abby fight, he jumped up and started heckling me, which is completely disrespectful to do to somebody who's in there competing and fighting for his life. As much as I don't like him, I wouldn't do that to him. I have enough respect for the sport, for the sport of bare knuckle, not to be that much of a dick to interrupt when there are two guys in there fighting for their lives, right? But he doesn't have enough respect for himself or for me or for bare knuckle fighting championship. So when I got out of the ring, I walked over there and I said, hey, I'm right here. You said you was going to slap me when you see me. Slap me, bitch. And he backed up. And then the security guard walked over to the gate, and then he came back forward and started talking shit. And his wife ripped his mask off. But when I initially approached him, it was because you said when you saw me, you were going to slap me. Those were your exact words. They came out of your mouth, recorded. And so I walked over there and gave you that opportunity to be a motherfucking man and stand by your words. And he didn't fucking do it. He bitched out. He backed up. All right. He waited until a whole bunch of people were around, and then he wanted to start running his mouth. That's what fucking kids do. That's what the kid in high school does. He goes and he starts to fight when he knows there's a bunch of people around that are going to break that shit up before he gets hurt. Once that fucking bell rings and they say knuckle up, there is nobody to save you, bro. Nobody at all. And I'm willing to die for this shit. So, are you willing to die for it? I got plenty of life insurance policies. My family will be taken care of. I'm sure they'll miss me, but that is the mentality every time I step in there. So don't disrespect me. Say you're going to do something, not do it, and then try to belittle me and berate me and make me seem like I'm less of a person for things that have. He even tried to get on social media and, post about, my past life and shit like that. Cowards do that. That's what fucking cowards do. If you want to insult me as a fighter, like you have a few times, which is cool, that's fine. I can respect that, But the second you make it personal and try to insult me on my integrity, what's happened in my life, or my family, like he tried to backtrack. The original post that he put was, you only want to fight me because your wife needs the money, right? Especially when he knew my wife was pregnant. We were getting ready to have a baby. And I never begged for a fight. I never have to beg for a fight. I don't need to. I own a gym. I got a day job. I got personal clients. I don't need money. It's not about money. It's about principality and the fact that I love to fucking fight. But the second you threw that word wife in there, you made it personal. Right? If you would have said, oh, you want to fight me because you need the money, that's one thing. But the second you drug my family into it, right? And in all honesty, he was trying to call me a poor nigga. That's what he was trying to do in the nicest way possible. He was trying to call me poor. Right. And because, like I said in my post, he walks around with his nose up like he's so much better than everybody fucking else. And that's not the truth. Everybody goes through things. Everybody's got hardships. Everybody's got highs. Everybody's got lows. No person on the face of this earth, and this is just my opinion, is fucking better than anybody. Every life serves its purpose and is here on this earth for a reason and leaves this earth when it does for a reason. We don't know why God calls us home. We don't know why God puts us here, but nobody is better than anybody else. So for you to act like just because you had you had more boxing matches than me, you own a fucking restaurant or some shit, you're a better man than me, and I'm poor or some shit, fuck out of here with that shit. But I'm not using that as fuel for this fight though. I'm using the fact that I know that I started in this sport, I am an OG in this sport, and I am one of the best fighters in this sport. And on November 13th, I'm going to prove that shit and either end his career or send his ass running back to box. I'm sorry.
Reggie, take my money. Take my money, Reggie. I can't wait November 13th. I'm getting the app. I'm going there live. You know, I'm a Florida guy. I might be there in South Florida, hopefully, man. I can't wait. I'm telling you, I cannot wait for this fight. When they, you know, nothing. The Johnny fight was great. And like I said, nothing about it. I dislike injuries. I don't want no one to get hurt.
Yes. You know, when they told me that Johnny was hurt, that shit hurt me. Like, it hurt my heart.
Right.
Like, it really, you know, even though we had our little, you know, spill and stuff and build up for our fight or whatever, all of that was just, you know, the gimmick, the part of the game. And I'll be honest, Johnny won that battle because he got in my head before. And when I got up off that canvas after that first knockdown, I was like, oh no, the fuck you don't. And I was like, forget all the skill, all the everything we trained 8 weeks. I said, if you want to just bang it out, we just go bang it out. And that's why I lost. You know, but at the end of the day, I still respect him as a man. And he came over to me and said, he's like, yo, dude, you got hella heart. You know, and we have that kind of respect and appreciation for each other. So when I heard that he was injured, that shit hurt my heart. I was like, damn. Yeah. As hard as we worked, as many people as we had to go through to get to each other, you know?
Yeah. It's crazy. So with that, and you kind of said it earlier too, like, you're ready for both. You ready for a 5-round war, or you're ready for a quick knockout. And it's always, you know, it seems like you're so, you know, this fight is so important to you. It's so vital. You really want to get this one. Does it matter? Would you prefer that first round, beautiful finish, or would you like to go all 5 rounds and like make a point that I dominated this man for 5 rounds?
Well, see, I mean, if I slump his ass, I slump his ass.
Yeah.
In my last fight, I was really adamantly trying to knock Abby the fuck out. And my dad, I don't know if you went back and watched the video. I don't remember which round it was. He was like, all right, son. He's like, stop trying so hard to knock him out. He's like, just work.
Right.
Still, you are the dominant fighter. You know, and so that's Travis Thompson. What did I do? I just worked. I showed I was a dominant fighter. Rusty Crowder, I just worked. I showed I was a dominant fighter. Matt Murphy, he quit after a minute and a half into the fight. Who else did I fight? I done fought so many. I'm 5-1, right? I don't even remember. Abby, I completely owned him. You know, completely owned him. And Clay Burns, I went out there with a different mentality for that fight, but I hadn't mastered that skill set yet. Now I have, and Chris Lytle told y'all I have mastered it. I am one of the few bare knuckle fighters who can come forward, press the action, and still not get hit.
Right. I'm so happy you said that. That's what I see. Out of almost everyone in the sport, I'll go out on the limb. That's where the fruit is. I think you have the best technical and the best defense. You can hit someone 2-3 times without getting hit once. And I think that's a huge advantage on your part. That's why I love watching you fight. To me, there's a sweet science to it. Everyone says, you know, knuckle up and toe the line and bear, you know, I get all that, but there is still an absolute sweet science to the sport.
Of course, and we've been training, we've been in the gym and working on things, refining my tools, and like I said, if I knock him out, I knock him out. Am I going to try to knock him out? Fuck yeah. I'm not going to not try to knock him out. I tried to knock Abby out, and I give Abby all the credit in the world because I told him that he was going to hit the canvas, and it was a matter of whether he was going to get up or not. And after the fight, I gave him his props and his due, his respect. He showed hella heart in that fight. Hella heart. Because you could see at the end of the fight, he didn't want to fight anymore. He didn't, but he told the ref he did. We're going to see if that is built like that too.
Right.
We'll see if that is built like that too. If I slump his ass, I slump his ass. If not, then I'm going to pick him the fuck apart like I do everybody else. One thing about it is either I lose or I beat your ass definitively.
Yeah, that's straight. What's the number one advantage you think you have over Nguyen? That's not even a question. I'm A+ at this, and he's a D.
My speed.
Speed kills.
I'm one of the fastest fighters in the sport. I'm not trying to sound like all egocentric or whatever, but I know I'm one of the fastest. We even showed it back in the tryouts, and what was it? I don't even remember what year. I think the tryouts were 2016, or I don't even fucking remember.
Right, it was a while ago.
It just all starts running together, Yeah. But even when we went to tryouts, they're like, "Yo, that boy is fast," And that's always been one of my assets, and that's what we've been working on still. Is getting even faster. In my 30s, I'm still getting faster. So.
Love it. Oh, you did. Did you mention who do you think is going to win that main event, Allers or Palomino?
Oh, I already drew my line. What you talk about? You just see one of my other interviews. I'm rooting for Jim. Period.
Jim. Okay.
I don't know if he's gonna. I'm not gonna say who's gonna win or who's gonna lose. But if I have nothing against the Baboon, I have the utmost respect for both of them. But I fucks with Jim Ellis. And I vibe with him, and I feel that bare knuckle beast, mentality. It kind of, I fought on one card with him, and I kind of, felt that come in me, a little bit. So it's always exciting, to be on a card with him and to feel that energy when he walks in the room. And it's just like, oh yeah, somebody's getting fucked up today.
Yeah, we love Jim Allers, man. That's such a great fight. That's what I mean. Like. We've had them both on the podcast. We've had Jim on multiple times. He's a Florida guy, and I know Jim a lot, but it's such a great fight. I cannot wait. When you and I were going back and forth setting up this interview, so I see your phone number. That's 757, and I looked it up. My wife has a 757 area code, Virginia Beach. You still out there?
I'm technically Chesapeake. I live in Chesapeake. My gym's in Chesapeake. I was raised in Virginia Beach, spent most of my life in the beach. But yeah, 757, that's the name of my gym. It's called 757 Boxing and Fitness Club. We train champions, we build champions one round at a time. We got national champions, junior Olympic champions. I'm about to be a world champion, so that's just what we do here in the 757. And we have a couple fighters out of Norfolk, Virginia, who are one of them's going to the Olympics.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, no, she's from Virginia Beach. She lived there for like 5-6 years. She loved it up there. I was up there a couple times. Big fan. We love Virginia Beach, man. So that's crazy. 757. Okay, we have a fun little thing. We call it Going Bananas. 5-7 questions for you, and it's just having fun, all right?
Let's go.
All right. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
The rainforest.
A funny high school story.
Somebody dumped crabs over the stairs as a senior prank. Live with Chesapeake Bay blue crabs. Big ones.
Your favorite clothing brand?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm one of those guys. I just wear what I wear. I'll shout out my sponsor, Matchbout, definitely.
There you go.
Kustomz, they always give me free clothes and stuff. So I guess if I had to pick a favorite, it would be Gordon Kustomz or Matchbout.
Who would play you in a movie about you?
Michael B. Jordan.
Ooh, that's a good one. Nothing to do with the sport. What's one thing that the Fight Bananas community does not know about you?
That does not know about me? Nothing to do with this. I used to be a cheerleader.
Ooh, high school?
Recreation and high school, middle school.
Wow. Your all-time favorite combat sports fighter?
My father. Let me see.
One as well. Your favorite piece of technology?
No, if I couldn't pick my father, then I would have to say Pernell Whitaker, rest in peace. He was actually a good friend of mine. I got to train with him. I would see him every now and then at the mall right around the corner from my house. He'd be like, "Hey, champ, you win that world title yet?" So it's all, of course, I love Pernell. So
man, that's a good one. Yeah, your favorite piece of technology?
My favorite, my PlayStation.
There you go. You got the 5?
Come again?
That 5's coming out soon, right?
I already pre-ordered it. What you talking about?
The world champ right there. That's the world champ. What has 2020 taught you?
Perseverance.
Perseverance. Love it. Last question. Fight prediction, November 13th, 2020. Bare Knuckle FC 14.
There's going to be a lot of blood.
Man, oh man, I cannot wait. Guys, Reggie Barnett Jr., give him a follow on IG _EAZ_E. Reggie, man, appreciate your time. Any last words? Platform's yours.
Yeah, I want to definitely make sure that I shout out all my sponsors, Lamora Rose, let's see, Gordon Kustomz, CryoSpa VA, where we at? Matchbout, Fight Heads MMA, J&K Styles Grill, GINGERHALES. I just picked up a new sponsor. I can't even remember the name. Oh, I got so many of them. I got like 15 sponsors now. I never thought that, going through what I went through in life, that people would, find faith and belief in my dream too. So all my sponsors, if I missed any of y'all, thank you so much. And then, of course, my manager, my momager, Kim Barnett, been putting in work for me. There's no way a lot of people in this world don't know who I am anymore. And I mean, other than that, hey, make sure y'all tune in. If you don't already have it, please, please, please download that BKTV app. You can watch all my fights, training videos, all the other fights. The event that's coming up on November 13th is going to be absolutely spectacular because yours truly is coming to Thump on short notice. I'm already on weight, in case y'all wanted to know. I weighed myself this morning. I was 135 pounds already. I'm going to eat like a fat kid the next 2 weeks and cut back down to 135.
There you go, man. Reggie, man, appreciate you. If you got any of those links to the sponsors, send them to me. We'll put them on the podcast. We'll put it on YouTube. We'll go worldwide. We got you, man. We can't wait. November 13th, it's going down. We're going to toe the line with my main man, Reggie Barnett Jr. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you having me on. Hopefully I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah. I'm going to try to get down there. That's the game plan.
Hey, man, this is going to be a hell of a card. You need to be there in person.
You got it. Gotcha, man.